Yes, hello. Let me just show you around Abuja today. We're right now in Abuja. This is the capital city of Nigeria, where all of the political gerrymandering is going on at the moment. This is where all the manipulators are, the corrupt individuals who held these guys down. This is where all the thieves are based, with their mansions hidden behind some of these very lovely hills you see around here. They're all sequestered here, and I'm just about to address something very important to all of us right now, because I've been in Abuja all day holding meetings and making plans for how we can declare a political party, and also planning for town hall meetings happening in Nigeria, in Kano tomorrow. If you're in Kano. We're having a town hall meeting tomorrow, and we'll make that available, in terms of information today. But I'm just trying to address and answer some of your questions about what is going on today. You probably woke up this morning and you heard there was a bedlam in Abuja. Policemen were dispatched to the home of the Senate President and the Deputy Senate President to prevent them from leaving their houses. The agenda was simple. They've been trying to impeach these characters amongst themselves, and they've been doing all kinds of things, plotting all kinds of means to carry out the impeachment. As you know, I don't care about any of these thieves. And what they're doing is not new. Some of it is also distraction so that we get carried away. But the good news is that, as I predicted before, the APC has imploded, and it's now exploding in clusters. APC has imploded and is exploding now in clusters. And PDP, of course, is also struggling. And there's going to be a lot of decamping that's happening. You probably saw that in SAHARA reporters last week. Saraki, who is the Senate President, is going to decamp finally in a few days. They've tried everything they can to stop him, and now they want to make his life miserable. The same way he makes all of your lives and our lives miserable. But there's no difference between these two guys. Don't pitch tent with anybody. If you were around in 2007 or so, 2006, you saw that they tried the same thing with Obasanjo and Atiku being at each other's throats, and everybody thought that was going to be the end of, that kind of politics. At the end, they resolved their differences behind our backs. They went back to the same political party, because the reason they can't kill themselves or finish themselves off as you would wish is because they have interests that brings them together, which is Nigeria's resources, our commonwealth. And as long as that is there, oil money, these people can never fight themselves to finish. Don't waste your time thinking it will happen. But the implosion and the explosion will keep going on, but we're going to see more of them in clusters. But what is most important is to look at these characters and what they do. This is what I call seasonal migration of carpetbaggers. Whenever elections are coming, a year before, a few months, they migrate from one major political party to the other. It's probably too late for them to form mergers, but they've tried a coalition, what I call the cup of sorrow that they did about 2 weeks ago. That coalition that the PDP put together has fallen apart. So they need to go to the next stage, which is to get so many of their members, former members, to come back to their party. I'm also hearing that PDP wants to change his name, because the name is really, really bad, and they feel like Nigerians see that political party as a very toxic party. By the way, please focus on the sunshine a little bit. I love that. It's just, the sun is setting on the careers of a lot of politicians, and I think you should say, if we do what we need to do and what we're doing now, these guys are going to be out of business pretty soon. There will be nowhere to be found. You will never hear about them. But we need to organize ourselves. We need to organize ourselves in such a way that we are able to take over the country for the young people, for those who have been left out, people who are not part of the seasonal migration. They are sharing the loot that they've taken from Nigerians in the last 3 years or so, to bring themselves back, to position themselves, to steal the more So when you're hearing about somebody migrating from APC to PDP, it's just like migrating from, during the summer, they migrate to the party that's in power. I mean, during the summer, they migrate to the party that's in power during their political summer. And when it gets cold in that party, they migrate towards another party that is about to experience summer or about to move, which they can bring summer. And this is usually between the two political parties. We have to form a third powerful alternative political system in the country, political movement in the country, and that's what Take It Back is all about. And that's why we're going to announce our political party pretty soon. We keep assuring you. And that's why we're in Abuja. We've been working round the clock with a lot of members to ensure that we firm up and finalize our political platform. And as soon as we do that, we won't have any issues setting these guys aside. But we must sit by the ringside and enjoy the pummeling that is happening. This is what they do. And it doesn't matter if it was Buhari, if it was APC or PDP, they do the same thing to themselves. Jonathan did it his own time. He went after people who were not for him. They formed what they call the MPDP at that time, the new PDP, led by Saraki. Saraki is also the one that is leading the RAPC. Forget about the fact that Galadima is the face of it. The person that is really funding the reformed APC against the deformed APC is Bukola Saraki. And some of the things they are doing now, just understand that these are distractions meant to take your eyes off of the real issue, so that for some reason they want to make you stupidly have sympathy for one of the groups that are clashing right now. Please do not make the mistake of having sympathy for any one of them. It doesn't matter who amongst them is in power, they will do the same thing to themselves. They will do this to you. Saraki does even worse things in Kwara when he was there, even now. They sponsor talks, they sponsor assassins. There's no question about it that he was involved in those gangs that went and killed 30-something people in Offa. But because the government is not a serious government, when they're supposed to catch him, they were playing games with him. They were using it to negotiate for him to stay in APC. And the moment that they realized that he's not willing to stay in APC, they suddenly discovered that he has other cases. In fact, as part of their agenda, they were the ones who had a deal with him to free him at the Supreme Court so that he would stay in their party. But because he's a smarter crook than the Buhari crew, he was able to get himself off of the Code of Conduct Bureau, negotiating with them. And then, now that they've discovered that he has played the fast one on them, because he's a crook. Saraki is a big crook, criminal. Now that they discovered that he's played the fast one on them, they went and dusted up the case. Nobody should be under any illusion or doubt that Saraki was involved with the guys who carried out the killings in Offa. They are his boys, as you heard, and which is correct. One of the killers followed him to go and commiserate with the people who were victims of the Offa robbery. But the reason why they're after him now is not because they care about the people who were killed in Offa, it's because it is politically expedient. The Saraki them have been killing people since the beginning of time politically, and this is what they do for a living. Until you move Nigeria off of their hands, you are wasting your time. If you like, you can sympathize with Saraki from here till Magedon. Saraki doesn't care about you. You sympathize with Buhari. Buhari doesn't care about you. You have to start caring about yourself. We have to start caring about ourselves, right? This is what is important. This is what is important, and any attempt to take our eyes off this particular agenda of ensuring that we move these guys, we vote them out of power realistically, finally, and without looking back, we are wasting our time. So this is why I wanted to address you guys this evening. care about you, they are not working for you, and they will never work for you. And no matter how sympathetic you are to their sorrow, they will visit yours upon you as soon as they get a reprieve, you know, and that's what it is. That is not to say that I condone or we condone the political abuse of the police or security agencies that has been happening today. It's not acceptable. No security agents should surrender their professional reasoning to being used for petty political gerrymandering that is going on. We urge you not to do so. If you do so, you cannot use that as an excuse to claim that you were being directed to do something illegal. But at the same time, please do not fall for their tricks. This is part of their trick to distract us, fight themselves. But when it comes to finishing up themselves, they will never finish up themselves because they are all one and the same. PDP, APC, RAPC, DAPC, NPDP, you know, whatever name PDP is going to adopt very soon. These guys are criminals, and that's what I want to talk to you about today. Do I have any questions from?
Yes.
All right, please. I would love to answer those.
Someone said, any info on the sugar factory robbery in Kwara State long ago?
I don't have any information right now. Like I said, we've just been out of several meetings, and we are now heading to another meeting. It's about 6:31 p.m. in Nigeria, and as you can see, this is Abuja. People are going about their normal businesses, suffering and smiling as usual. So I don't have any information regarding that robbery. Yes.
Another question from Omolara Ayola.
Yes.
What's your strategy, and who are those in your camp?
Well, maybe it's too early to reveal those in my camp. We'll continue to protect and research our strategy to not just people can understand. As Omolara, you know, when we reveal our strategies too much or too many times, they start stealing some of those strategies, and we are just keeping some of them to our chest right now.
Someone here said, do you like the way police are treating senators in Nigeria? By Raji Afisa.
I've said it. I just condemn the use of police to harass anybody. I've been a victim of police brutality before. I've been a victim of police harassment, including by a victim of even judicial collaborators who use, you know, including with your thugs. This has happened to us even with Saraki in Kwara State when we went for a court case. What I'm saying is that all of them do use this. I condemn it, and under our government, the police would never be available to do political dirty jobs.
Question from Larry Oba.
Yes.
So, are we still having female vice presidents?
We have not reached that point yet, but it would be great if we can find an amazing female vice presidential candidate as a running mate. So we keep looking, but since we haven't declared a party yet, and we're not yet a candidate, we haven't decided upon that yet.
Most questions, yeah. When are you declaring your party?
Towards the weekend, end of July. We've said that repeatedly, yeah. You can just, let's zoom in on the people here on the streets of Abuja. These are people, like I said, Nigerians suffering and smiling. Amazing to see how things are. This is Nigeria right here. This is Nigeria. Yes, this is Nigeria. Situation. If you have this Abuja, and in all these neighborhoods are civil servants, politicians. So mostly poor people don't live around here. These are areas that are, you know, developed by the rich. you are busy. It would be good to just ride around Abuja and show some mansions, but it's also difficult to get to those mansions because they are being protected by security people. You find heavily armed policemen just protecting homes built by thieves in this part of the world. But this is Abuja, the capital city of Nigeria. We'll be riding around just to get to our next destination. Then how many minutes do we have to go to get to our next destination? 16? Are we on the right path? All right. So we're 16 minutes, so they're about to. So I'll be glad to take your questions and just talk about what's going on in the country right now. It's
from Richie Solomon Udo.
Yes.
How will you incorporate the youths into your cabinet when you become president? And what will be your criteria to choosing a corrupt-free cabinet?
My daytime job is doing background checks on people and ensuring that they're exposed, so that shouldn't be difficult. The government is going to be a government of young people. Of course, it's going to be an all-inclusive government, which will include even responsible old people, but it's going to be driven mostly by young people. The average age of, I think the government in Ghana under Mahama was about 42 years old. So a lot of amazing young people around who are Nigerians all over the world who are doing great, both inside of Nigeria and outside. And that's why our campaign is global, because in the course of going around, we are also looking at and making contact with some Nigerians who are doing amazing things and recruiting them to come back home for this. So it's going to be a government for young people. It's going to be a very useful government.
From Obas Ruben, what are you going to do over police SARS brutality of the common man?
I have said it and I'll repeat it here again that upon assuming power, upon coming into office, we will abrogate SARS. SARS is not going to remain. We have no business keeping a team called SARS in our system with the kind of terrible reputation they have. We have to reorganize the police, and SARS is going to be the first casualty. I've been a victim of SARS myself, and cannot support such reckless killer squads within Nigerian police. We've had so many police squads. We used to have Mopol. They used to call it kill and go. And over time, because we protested and fought against them, they're no longer common on our streets, but they're still there. Now we've moved on to SARS, and this SARS with all kinds of ways of abusing rights, and particularly young people. We will not tolerate that. We have to send SARS packing as soon as we come into office.
From Brooks T. Ugo, how do you organize and monitor your fundraising globally?
Our fundraising is transparent. Mostly GoFundMe is where we take funding from international donors, supporters, and I think we're close to 60,000 now. I haven't checked in the last few days. We're traveling a lot. Locally, we have an account, Zenith Bank account. I think it's 100-602-3871. It's account number 100-602-3871. That's where we take funding locally, and occasionally we've pasted how much money we make, I think, on a monthly basis. So very soon you will see, how much we made in last month. We didn't make that much money this time around, but I think it's because we also have been traveling around and haven't done much publicity about fundraiser. But we also know that some of our groups are going to be raising funds. We did an open fundraiser in Benin, and other states are looking to do fundraisers. So we'll keep you informed about these fundraising efforts as they happen.
From Adeyemo, how can we prevent APC from rigging the presidential election?
It's up to you. They can only rig if we let them rig. We're young people. When they want to rig election, they rely on young people. And young people are the ones who typically rig elections for them. You just need to stop working for them. Withdraw your services, and we'll have an amazing, fantastic country that we can call around and will win the election hands down. 70% of young people in this country should be able to win an election with nothing less than 65%, I mean up to 20 to 30% margin.
So from that exo, what will Nigerians be expecting in your first 100 days in office when you come to 2019?
I have said it and I'll repeat it again. I don't believe in that 100 days stuff. We should start the first day. We should be counting seconds. There's so much to be done. We can't wait for 100 days before we expect to see results. We should start seeing results from day one. Declaring the state of emergency in the health sector, education sector, the power sector, ensuring that we rejig our security forces, equip them to be capable of dealing with the challenges of security that is around the country right now, and stopping the bloodletting. That one doesn't have to take 100 days, otherwise you're going to find another 100,000 people dead. I don't want that. I don't want to govern like, with days. We have to govern minute by minute, hourly, and ensuring that results are coming in as it's from day one. I'm not going to wait till 6 months before I appoint ministers. It will happen the first week. So please, just ask me what I'll do every minute, and we'll be open, transparent government, accountable. All of our activities will be available for you to see, for you to participate in. And we'll have a responsive government where you can actually call the presidential villa and get someone to call you back. We'll be running it. We'll have a call system where there will be like a customer service system, very well equipped, where you can call at any time and somebody will pair you with your ministry that's involved. If it's corruption, if you notice anything wrong in the society, the president's office will be running that with a customer service system where people can get instantaneous response when they call to see, to make inquiries or they want to reach the president. And I'll do regular communication. We'll do regular press briefings, town hall meetings, Facebook lives like this. So many things.
From Prince Will Obinamba, how do you plan to forestall a repeat of what happened in Ekiti against your party and ambition?
How are you? Thank you. It's going very well. Yes. Well done. So we will do what we know how to do very well. What? Yes, we do. It's Sowore2019.org. Yes. Thank you. Check it out, man. Take it back. So that's the Nigerian just finding out from us. We have a campaign site. I will just give you one. Everywhere we go, people are aware of this and they are all looking forward to it. They are looking to contribute. So what was that question again?
What would you do to forestall a repeat of what happened in Ekiti against your party?
Like I said, we did it in 2014. They rigged in Ekiti, but they did it so badly that it made them lose in 2015, and we were instrumental to that. The same thing, I think, is what will happen. We just need to enlighten ourselves more on how to beat these people in their own game, not by bribing anybody because we can't afford to. But a lot of people are upset, and we must capitalize on that anger to mobilize more people, to let them know that we cannot afford to sell our future to these people by way of rigging. And I think Ekiti will be the last time they will have a chance to get away with anything. Yeah.
From Bukola Fegus, what would you do if Buhari refuses to hand over?
Oh, Buhari cannot refuse to hand over. There is nobody who has ever refused to hand over in Nigeria who didn't get disgraced. You should ask Babangida, ask Abacha. He will not get too far. The world has moved past that level of crudity, political crudity. He'll be shocked. He'll be shocked, and that's all I can tell you.
From Danny Proxy, What are you going to do with the money borrowed by the present government?
What am I going to do with the money? I didn't borrow the money. But we're going to ensure that we figure out or find out what they did with the money they borrowed. That much I can tell you. Every dime borrowed, they must explain, they must tell us how it was spent. We can't allow anybody to go borrow money and disappear with it like they usually do. So are we on the right path? Okay, saying we're 9 minutes away.
Then someone here, Honorable Obadimu Olushola, said, how can other young aspirants under the Take It Back platform benefit from the funding, especially those with low cash credit?
Whenever we declare a political party, we would amplify our fundraising strategies and have a common pool where aspirants with no money can get some money. We don't have enough right now. That's why we're not giving, but absolutely, we'll be happy to help. The movement, our political platform will be happy to have those candidates who have great character but have no money to run their campaigns. And we continue to develop strategy on how to run the cheapest campaign possible, and we know how to do some of that now. We are running on a lean budget, but you can see we make a lot of impact. Everybody's talking about Take It Back today. We just had a meeting we got invited to Borno State. So very soon there will be a rally or town hall meeting in Maiduguri. We started work on that.
Olisai Bukar Damian.
Yes.
Mr. President, are any like minds planning well with you?
Yes. A lot of amazing people are working with us, working on that ground. A lot of them, yes.
And from Almon Ahmed, Your Excellency, who is your running mate?
I haven't decided. I want to say that I don't like the appellation Excellency. There's nothing excellent about the excellencies. Just call me by my name and that should be fine.
From Kevin Kev. What are you going to do with the issue of fraud on Nigeria, especially among the youths that have damaged their reputation?
It's mostly law enforcement and also proper reorientation of the youth. But I also think mostly when big people can get away with crimes, it's difficult for us to have young people who don't believe that crime pays. So we have to make sure that those who are big in crime are adequately taken care of so that young people don't see them as worthy examples to follow.
From Prince Olushola Akapo, how will you choose the police service chairman?
Police service chairman from a credible former police officer, so that we don't have a police service commission chairman that is going to be appointing and employing armed robbers into the police force, as we saw with Okiro, who is the former police service commission chairman.
From Olabankole, how can we educate our young people regarding selling their votes?
A lot of work, but it depends on all of us. And you and I are the young people who have been selling their votes, so talk to everybody you have now, talk to your friends, not to sell their votes, not to sell their future, and not to sell their conscience. But we will do more, definitely, as soon as we declare a political party. But we're doing that now, through our town hall meetings.
Olori Abiodun here is asking, when will Sowore visit Mile 2 Estate and Festac Town?
Soon. Whenever we have time, we'll definitely come see you. We're just doing a national tour right now. Lagos is a great base. We love you guys in Lagos, and you know, Lagos is my base. So I would love to come back to Lagos pretty soon and go to neighborhoods. We're going to be doing neighborhood to neighborhood campaigns that will appear in some of those things, in some of those places.
From Ace Paris Banks. After declaring your party and those old criminals decide to join your party, will you accept them into
No. We have a movement now, and they are not coming at the movement, so joining our party doesn't even happen, won't even happen at all. You know not to. I hope you guys have enjoyed this transmission very much, this broadcast, and so.
There's a question here from Azan.
All right, please do.
What's the plan to get Nigerians on database, as many of the healthcare plans are based on database network?
We actually already have right now a database, or we have databases. Not here. Keep going that way. It couldn't be, you know. Sorry. No, go straight. I think we are confused now. Where did they say is the Tantalizer place right here? Was that place the place? Alright, how about we go back there and see if we can. Yes, I think it's around here. You're right. Anyway, sorry for the confusion. We're trying to find our location. Yes, so turn around, sir. Okay. So sorry, we've been trying to find our our next destination, and so Google is not particularly too helpful in Abuja. But the question was what?
What's your plan on getting people on the database system?
Database, yes. So what we find out in this country is that there's plenty of databases. We have database collected. I mean, we have biodata collected by phone companies, banks, the population commission. You have those of immigration. So we found 5 different places where you can just get database, but we are not using them. So we need to harmonize the database and take it from there. Yes, we have so much out there that we can start with. But somebody needs to collect data, harmonize them, and protect them. Yes, make it right here. So, all right. So that's where we are. We're going to stop the broadcast here. Hope to talk to you very soon. Take it back, everybody. Thank you so much, and have a great day if you're in the US. Good evening if you're in Nigeria, and maybe good morning if you're far away in Australia. It's afternoon very much around the world. Thank you so much. I mean, it's night in some parts of the world. Have a nice evening, and we'll talk to you soon.